It is strange how silence can feel louder than noise. Nothing is playing and nothing is happening, and yet it feels like everything is echoing at once. Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm glad this found you. This is a space where we don't rush past the hard parts. We sit in them long enough to actually understand them, long enough to actually heal. And if you have been on this journey with us from the beginning, thank you for still being there. Every episode you show up for is a proof that you are choosing yourself, and that matters deeply. Today, we are exploring something that catches so many men off guard after a relationship ends. Not the anger, not the grief they expected, the silence. And why it feels so unbearable loud. So, stay with me. You sit in a room that is used to feel completely normal. The same wall, the same furniture, the same space, but now everything feels amplified. The ticking clock, the empty side of the bed, the absence where sound used to live. Even your own thoughts feels louder than they ever did before. And it is confusing because somewhere in the back of your mind, you thought, once this chaos settles, I will finally have peace. But instead of peace, there is this way, this noise inside the quiet, and you can't explain it to anyone who hasn't felt it. If this series has been speaking to something real in you, share this episode with a man who needs it. Someone who is sitting in the same silence right now and doesn't know why it feels so heavy. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. We are building this journey together, episode by episode, and there's still so much ahead. Here is what most people don't realize. Silence does not actually create noise. It reveals what was already there. The thoughts you never had time to process. The emotion you quietly set aside to keep functioning. The question you kept busy enough to avoid when life was full, when the relation was still alive, still demanding your attention. There was always something to respond to, something to fix, something to focus on outside of yourself. But now there is space. And in that space, everything unspoken began to rise. Like waters that was already below the surface, now it has nowhere left to hide. We will be right back after a short break. Stay with me, because after this, we are going to talk about what that rising tide of noise is actually trying to tell you. And it is not what most people expect. Welcome back. Here is the refrain. It is not that the silence became louder. It is that your life became quieter. And now, for the first time in a long time, you can actually hear what has been waiting underneath it all. And as uncomfortable as it is, as disorienting as it feels, it is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something in you is asking to be acknowledged, not rushed past, not buried again under the noise and distraction, but genuinely understood, heard, honored. And that asking, as quiet and heavy as it sounds, that is the beginning of something. So instead of trying to drown the silence out, what if you lean into it just a little? Not all at once, not in a way that overwhelms you, just enough to listen. When a thought keeps coming back, pause. Ask yourself, why is this still here? What is this trying to show me? Because not every thought needs to be believed, but many of them needs to be heard before they will let you rest. And that is where clarity actually begins. Not in noise, not in distraction, not in constant staying busy enough to outrun yourself, but in the quiet moment you stop running from. Sit with one thought today, just one, and listen to it without judgment. That single act is more healing than you know. Right now, the silence may feel loud, uncomfortable, uncomfortable, even suffocating on the harder nights. But over time, as you begin to understand what is revealing rather than fearing what it holds, it won't feel like noise anymore. It will start to feel like direction, like something within you finally finding its voice again. And one day, you will sit in the same quiet room, and instead of feeling that absence, you will feel something else entirely. Presence, your own, whole and steady and real. If this episode spoke to you today, please pass it on. Share with someone sitting in the silence they don't yet understand. Save it for the evenings when the quiet gets too heavy, and subscribe so you are here when the next episode drops. Because the journey is still unfolding and I want you present for every part of it. Until next time, don't be afraid to be quiet. Something in it is trying to reach out to you.